Hi everyone, my name is Halima and today I'm going to show you how to make a fudgy vegan brownie. For that, we'll be needing some dry and wet ingredients. We will be starting off with all-purpose flour, just normal plain flour that you can pick up from the supermarket. We'll be having some dark cocoa powder, some baking powder, salt, brown sugar for the fudginess, and some organic raw sugar which you can substitute with just plain white sugar. For the wet ingredients, we will be needing some hot water, oil. Any sort of vegetable oil works very well. You can use canola oil, just sunflower oil, or even if you like, some coconut oil as well, which complements the cocoa flavor really well. I've got some vanilla extract, some coffee granules, instant coffee granules that you can just pick up from the supermarket as well. This helps to complement the cocoa flavor, but if you're not someone who likes caffeine or coffee, just leave it out. It's perfectly fine. And for the extra fudginess and chocolatey flavor, we will be adding some non-dairy chocolate chips that you can pick up from specialty baking shops like Phoon Huat. Now I'm going to show you how to mix the ingredients together. I've got my sieve here because dry ingredients is usually good to have them sifted to remove all the lumps. So I'm just going to put it in here first. I'm going to add my all-purpose plain flour, my really dark cocoa powder. You can use any brand that you like. Hershey's is perfectly fine as well. I'm also going to add my baking powder. And what I'm going to do now is sieve all the ingredients first together. I don't want to add my sugars in at this point because it won't be able to sieve through and you will be not able to differentiate lumps from the sugar. So all I'm going to do now is just mix everything up and sift it in. So if you notice, it tends to be really lumpy, especially cocoa powder, so it's really important that you sift. So you just want to press all the lumps in. You don't really want to lose out on the cocoa flavor, do we? Okay, and it's all in. At this point, I'm going to be adding my salt. Oops, stuck a little. Okay, here we go. And both my sugars. Brown sugar because it has a little bit of added moisture which makes your brownie more fudgy. And also here I'm just using raw sugar, but feel free to just use any sort of white sugar. It works perfectly fine as well. Okay, so I'm just going to mix everything up. Just incorporate everything together. No fuss, really easy. Okay, you don't even have to worry too much if you find that you are not able to mix it in well. Just incorporate as much as you can. We will worry about the rest later. Now I'm going to show you how to get the wet ingredients together. For that, I'm going to have put in my coffee granules. Again, this is really optional, but I find that it really helps to enhance the flavor of cocoa, and definitely you want to do anything that you can to make your chocolate taste that much better. And I'm just going to add some hot water. Because hot water helps to dissolve the coffee granules and helps to release the really nice nutty aroma of coffee. So I'm just going to mix everything together here, just until everything is nicely dissolved. Again, if you notice, the equipment I'm using is just an everyday fork that you will have in your kitchen. So no fancy equipment, just a bowl and a fork and ingredients that you can easily pick up from the supermarket, and you're good to go. To this, I'll be adding my oil. I'm just using canola oil here, but feel free to use coconut oil if you want. It works beautifully as well. Some vanilla extract, because everything tastes just that much better with vanilla. Just whisking it together until the oil is emulsified. Just a couple of minutes. Okay, so once it reaches the consistency where you don't really see lots of oil floating on the top, but it's nicely mixed together with the liquid, we will add our dry ingredients back inside here. Okay, so to this, if you notice, I have quite a lot of flour mixture, so I don't want to dump everything in at the same time, which is going to make it a little bit difficult for us to mix it in. So I'm going to do it in 2 batches. So you don't have to be precise about this, just about eyeball it, about half of it goes in first, and gently you just mix it with our fork. No fuss. This is a really easy recipe that you can do with your children. They will love it. And most importantly, you don't have to worry about food poisoning if they decide to dip their finger in, because there's no raw eggs or other raw ingredients inside here. So I'm going to just put in the next half. It's really easy. You just need to mix it until there are no lumps. You really don't want to overmix the batter. The batter won't be too wet, because at the end of the day, we are not making a cake, we are making a brownie. But it shouldn't be too stiff as well, not like a cookie dough. It should be somewhere in between both. Okay. And it looks good. It should look something like this. This is the consistency that you're looking for. Really nice and gooey and creamy and no lumps. Okay, at this point, feel free to add your nuts, your dried berries, or in this case, I'm just going to pop in some non-dairy chocolate chips. Okay, anything goes, whatever catches your fancy. You can do a nut-based brownie, a fruit-based brownie, whatever that you like. Okay, and all this will go into our baking tray. This is an 8-inch baking pan. Usually we tend to use square pans because it's easier to cut the brownie into rectangular shape or squares. So I'm just going to throw everything in here. Okay. I'm just going to use my spatula, but if you don't have one, feel free to just use your spoon. Works as well. Remember to leave a little bit at the back of the bowl, at the end of the bowl, so that you can lick it up without being seen by the rest of your family. Okay, now that our batter is already in, I'm just going to even it out so that it bakes evenly and smoothly. Again, it doesn't take much, just smoothen it out, just like that, and you're ready to go. If you want, you can wiggle it a bit just to make sure everything is nice and level. So I'm going to pop this into the oven at 180 degrees for 15 minutes, and then you're done. Smells good. Our brownies are done. As you can see, the surface is really nice and dry, so that's a good indicator that our brownies are ready. I'm going to just leave it out here to cool for a couple of minutes. It can be sliced and you can serve it any way that you like, with ice cream, with some chocolate syrup, with caramel sauce, or even some nice maple syrup. The brownie has been cooling for about 30 minutes. I'm going to cut myself a portion because I really can't resist chocolate. So this is a really nice cakey fudgy brownie. I like the added chocolate chips inside there, and of course the edges are the best in my opinion because you get a little bit of that chewy crust as well. So this looks really good. It's fudgy yet cakey. Let's see how it tastes. Just a small portion for myself. It tastes really good. I can't wait to finish the whole pan. I hope you get a chance to try the recipe, and I hope you and your family will be able to enjoy it as much as I do. Thank you.